let's jump back to about a year ago. I went vegan for the second time. I did it for 2 weeks. Then I smelled free pizza. I had 4 slices, and then I passed out 2 hours later. Welcome back to Allegedly with your hosts, Katie and Dakota.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Going great. How's it going with you?
It's going fantastic. I've had a wonderful couple of days.
Really? Tell me more.
So the last few days, I've been doing a little detox, or as I'm calling it, my quarantine-tox. From, of course, Goop Lab on Netflix, which we just, swear by.
If you haven't seen it, go see it. We're both huge fans.
Big fan of Goop. I now religiously follow their Instagram.
Oh, I need to check that out.
Yeah, I follow it like the plague,
Right.
Is that what the saying is? I'm not actually sure.
You follow it like the plague. I don't really know what the saying is. Also, like, is it insensitive to talk about the plague right now? We're not sure. We're on the cutting edge of all this.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe I should backpedal. Apologies in advance. PSA. I'm so sorry. No, but Goop Lab on Netflix is fantastic. If you haven't watched it, that is where I found the 5-day meal program that I consider a detox, because it was, a fasting mimicking diet by a company called Prolon. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, you essentially, I'll let everyone do the research, but it's low calorie so that your body goes into almost a fasting state. And then, reaping the benefits of it right now. So
have you ever done intermittent fasting before? You did that, right?
Yeah. I've done intermittent fasting. I know you have too. So
right.
Whenever you were doing it, did you use an app, or you just kind of like timed it out yourself?
I did. I typically use an app just because it made me feel more organized, but I used Zero. I think it's called Zero.
Okay.
And basically, like, after I ate the last thing at night, I would just hit start, and you can always adjust it, and then you can set your different fast links. I always typically did a 16 and 8 fast, so 16 hours of not eating, 8 hours eating window. And I did that better when she was a working girl.
Totally.
I've kind of started that back to where I'm trying to start eating at noon and then stop eating at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I think it's great. Like, if you haven't done research on fasting and how it boosts your immunity, then definitely give that a little spot check. But it helps with like regenerating your cells. I do think it has a lot of mental benefits just from like my experience from it. I feel like my cravings went down a lot, and I like crave stuff like I'm pregnant,
Totally. I can totally relate to that.
But
yeah.
I think it was on the Goop podcast, and I've seen it in like tons and tons of YouTube videos, that like one of the best things you can do to your body is doing like a 5 or 7 day fast.
Yeah.
So you were a guinea pig, or you just kind of did it on your own,
Yeah.
So put a testimony down.
No, I mean, this program, I was nervous to do it at first, because I mean, like you, I've done intermittent fasting, but like, you're still eating and you're able to eat whatever you want. Granted, right. I think that like I was still making sure I was eating healthy, because I think that kind of cancels out the point of it. But with this, it's like very much so you get a box of all of your meals. And which is nice, especially right now when the grocery stores are completely wiped, to not have to do any grocery shopping for 5 days. Right. And then, mixed up my little powdered soups with water every day for
So
lunch and dinner.
how did it taste?
So the soups were okay. The soups were probably my least favorite part, and I don't know if that's because it's warming up in Arizona, so I'm not like craving soup right now.
Right.
Some of the soups, I think that this is gonna sound stupid because like no shit, but like I liked the soups that I like in general, like a Campbell version or a Progresso, whatever it's called,
Right.
version. And then like the minestrone soup I didn't love, but I don't normally eat that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So
So what did you actually eat? You had soup. I'm assuming there was teas, and there
yep.
was really anything else?
So soups, teas, there's you get a breakfast nut bar every day that is to die for. Like I need to actually go on the website and see if I can buy them because I would eat that shit for breakfast every single day. It was so good. I'm not kidding. Like I every morning woke up so happy because I got a nut bar again.
Did you like how many calories were you consuming each day? Do you know? Did it
Yeah,
show?
yep. Yeah, so the first day is kind of like more normal, I would say. It's a little bit lower than my normal, but it was 1,150 calories, like right around there.
Right.
And then every day 2 through 5 was right around 800, sometimes less than 800, sometimes a little bit more than 800, just depending on what day it was. So you get the soups, teas, like you said, the nut bar. There's like some of the days you get like a chocolate nut bar for dessert, which is lovely.
Wow.
And olives were my favorite snack. And then some kale crackers, which were really good too. I was very hesitant because I don't know why I compared, but I've had seaweed crackers in the past and those were awful.
Right.
But the kale crackers were so good. So, all around, I think that granted there were days where the first few days I was feeling a little bit off, but I would say the last like day 4 and 5 and maybe like the second half of day 3 I was like so energized. And you and I talked yesterday and you were like, you sound so like good, and I was on the last day of this fast, like
Yeah, you sounded fresh. You sounded like excited. I don't know.
yeah,
I felt a difference for
there
sure.
was there's just like a vibe about me right now.
She's just like floating.
The thing is my aura is on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know exactly what you're
we
saying.
are gleaming all the positive colors. No, but I
So,
think
I mean, obviously you lost weight.
yep.
What other benefits did you feel?
So I think that I mean the weight loss was great. The one mistake I made was I forgot to measure my like
Hmm.
waist because it really is like targeting like your gut health basically. Um, and so I wish that I had actually measured my waist because that's definitely where in photos and everything I can see the biggest difference. But I think that we've kind of touched a little bit on it already, but like the mental clarity that I feel right now and even like yesterday is insane. Like I prior to this had such a hard time, I feel like, expressing myself or like thinking up thoughts, whatever it may be. And now I'm just firing shit off. Like I'm just going for it because I just feel like I'm thinking faster, which kind of sounds maybe a little bit crazy, but I don't know. And I think that I also kind of took the time too because I love to like meditate and do like weird spiritual stuff, as we already know if you've listened to like the tarot episode. But I took a lot of stop laughing. I
I'm
I
just happy for you. I can't. They're happy tears. They're not. I'm not laughing.
You're happy for me. Know that I am. Know that you are. um no, but I like kind of took a lot of time to like really think about like what I want in life, what are my goals, like what have I been focusing my energy towards, and like am I wasting my time focusing my energy on that, and then like how can we reshift. Like shit got kind of deep during my detox.
Yeah. Did you find your spirit animal?
Um, well, I already know that my spirit animal, like actual animal, is definitely a butterfly or it's Elliot. Um, in human form, my spirit animal is and always will be Chrissy Teigen.
Ooh, I love that.
I love her. And maybe Goop now. Like, I gotta think about it. Gwyneth Paltrow for the win,
She
honestly.
has came in really strong.
Honestly, yeah.
I like if I were to make a documentary series, I would want it to be very similar to that.
Oh, totally. That was like so, I mean, like it was so my vibe. And then once you said you watched it too, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like it's so both of our vibes.
Yeah. Is there, I mean, what else is there to share? Is there anything else that we need to know about this fast?
Um, well, I can share a little bit at the end, but first I think that like I mean, in general, like I said, do your research. It's Prolon, Prolon, if you're interested in looking it up. And yeah, I think like I totally recommend it. It is a little bit expensive, I will say, but if you take into account like you're not grocery shopping for those 5 days, you're not drinking during those 5 days, so like alcohol money that you could potentially be spending on like a Friday night, like you're not spending that. Um
Right.
Coffee, well, you can have black coffee if you want. I don't drink coffee, so that wasn't an issue for me, but like I I would say if you can go without coffee, you should try to do it without, just to really take in the full benefits of doing it like to a T.
Yeah,
Um,
I honestly too, you really couldn't have done it at a better time.
oh my God, I know. Yeah.
Just because I think that it really does help your immune system like dramatically change.
Oh, totally. I feel so good. I went for another run today. We are going for the runs. Like honestly, I'm a little like spirit horse. What's it called? I was trying to think of the horse's name.
Oh, you're Seabiscuit? I'm
Spirit
just
horse.
Seabiscuit.
Oh my God. As I'm talking about how mentally clear I am, I can't
I
think of
know.
Seabiscuit's name. No, but I totally recommend it. Like you said, perfect timing. I don't think there's a better time if you're working from home than to do it right now. So you can social distance and stay inside and just have your fast. And like when you're feeling low, like you can already be sitting on your couch, you know?
Right. I mean, there's no better time to have low performance at work than when you're at home and blame it on that.
Absolutely. Like
So
just
everyone should start experimenting, to be honest.
honestly, experiment, experiment, experiment. Um, but anyway, so speaking of experimenting, on March 1st, you started being a vegan.
I did.
So have we quit? How's that going? Tell us where
It's
you're
going
at.
really good. So that's the crazy thing is let's jump back to about a year ago. I went vegan for the second time. I did it for 2 weeks. Then I smelled free pizza. I had 4 slices and then I passed out 2 hours later. And so then when I woke up from the concrete floor, I needed to have a reality check and kind of figure out what was going on with my diet.
We love that.
And then during this retirement phase, I like have gotten my athleticism to like a different level. I feel like
Yeah.
if I'm not working, then I should be working on myself. So then I did decide to go vegan again. I rewatched Game Changers, and I think that's kind of what triggered it.
Okay.
And I feel really good. The thing that's different about this time than the last time is I don't want to stop, which
Okay.
is
I love
interesting.
that.
Yeah, like I've always, I mean, I'm like the queen of starting something and like I don't know, like breaking it 3 days
You
just because I'm really loose with my
you
commitment.
really are.
Yeah, so but I think partially because I know I can eat whatever I want because I work super hard in the gym as well, like to recover
Totally.
any of that stuff. So, but this time I think because I'm having more fun with experimenting with different foods, like for the first time I had grilled cheese, like vegan grilled cheese, and it was
Yeah.
great. Like I think I'm just having fun cooking
Yeah.
things I haven't cooked in a while. I think my skin is looking better. I think whenever I was working out so much, I never felt tired. Like I felt like my engine could go forever and forever and forever, which is different than the last time. But also like I'm not working, so it's all I'm doing. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm generally happier without working.
Honestly, that I am not surprised. I would be feeling the same way as well.
But I think that like as far as the veganism streak has gone, like I'm really pleased. I feel really positive about it and I want to continue it. Like I don't feel any need to go back. And this time as well, I'm like looking at meat with a little bit more disgust than I used to. Like I was more excited to get back to like a real taco or pizza or something like that. And right now I look at it as like poison almost or just kind of like
Oh,
meat, you know?
wow. That's crazy. I mean, like, I, as you know, was a vegetarian for like 6 months. And that was really great. I tried being a vegan. I think I lasted maybe like a week. I did not last long. And then when I tried to do it with you, I lasted what, less than 24 hours?
A dreamsicle was calling your name.
Honestly, I wasn't even thinking. So, for those listening, whenever Dakota decided to go vegan, I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump in too. I'll do it with him. Like, this will be great bonding and just great for my health. Um,
Accountability partners.
exactly. Because this is what Dakota and I do. And the literally, so I meal prepped my whole week vegan. I was so proud of myself. And then Dakota and I, on my first night, Dakota and I are talking on the phone or FaceTiming. And I'm like, man, I'm really craving a dreamsicle. And I wasn't even thinking. And I go to my freezer, get a dreamsicle, I'm eating it. And I'm like, Dakota did not even stop me. So it didn't go well for me. But I'm so proud of you. I feel like this is like the
This is
most
the first.
this is the most committed relationship of your life, probably. These 23 days as a vegan.
That couldn't have been more accurate.
Like, honestly, for those who don't know Dakota, he has a hard time with commitment. Like, we always got to take a pulse of the room, take a temperature check. There's no commitment on like a time or anything. So this is a big deal. I'm very proud of you.
Baby steps, baby
You
girl.
know what? Uh, like not even baby, like infant, newborn,
I think
newborn steps.
when it comes to like veganism and your diet though, like I always joke about the part-time vegan thing,
Yeah,
but I really do like believe in that, especially for someone who is like maybe wanting to try it. I think
totally.
like whenever I come across something I want, I'm gonna have it, but I do think that there's so many benefits to yourself um by being vegan or eating less meat and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily care about like the slaughtering of animals as much as I care about me as the animal.
You don't care
Like
about old Bessie?
I do, and I think like I do now more than I did the first and second time because
Okay.
I'm actually, you know what? I don't know if it's really that. It's more it just like feels it just looks kind of gross. Like I'm starting to be like, oh, like I'm actually eating like the meat of something. For some reason, my mind is like changing a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I do think allegedly the cow industry is worse for the environment than the car and automotive, all of the emissions on that put together. So who knows? You know, I'm just trying to do something good one bite at a time.
Honestly, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. So if someone is wanting to get started on like testing out being a vegan or a part-time vegan, is there like a website that you like to go to for recipe ideas, or do you kind of just like whip stuff up yourself?
I like to whip stuff up myself. Like I
Okay.
think that I've never really referred to that. Any
Really?
like, any sort of resource? No. I think
Oh,
me, especially now, like I guess if I were to go back home to Arkansas, I do think that the selection there is much less than Colorado. I
totally.
think when I was in Texas, I kind of experimented with it, but then I still wasn't as in touch. If you just if you find the section in the grocery store that has the vegan stuff, it's all in one spot. So then you can just choose from there whatever you want. And then, I mean, I read nutrition labels.
Yeah.
So like, if like bread, if I wanted bread for something or whatever it is that I'm like seeking out, I'll just do a little spot check to see if it's got milk, eggs, or whatever normally is in stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think the recipe thing isn't really for me.
Okay. Well, for those who do like recipes, I have a website. She came prepared. Skinny Taste is like the best. Seriously. I feel like I don't remember if I've sent you links on Skinny Taste or not, but Skinny Taste is great. It has like Weight Watcher points if you do that or you're interested in that. And you can sort out by like diet type. And then also Minimalist Baker, you can sort out again by diet type, but then you can also say like take out, like, say you don't want to go vegan but you want to be dairy free or gluten free or something like that. You can make all these selections for like this recipe has to be dairy free, gluten free, and like whatever else free you want it to be, and then it'll narrow down all of the recipes that are good for you to eat.
Love that.
Yeah, so I know that you're more of just, go for it yourself, but
So this is what I want to start doing. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but I've mentioned it to a couple of people. I want to start like I want to like get a new vegan product and try it and then see if it's like give it a score or give it, you know what I mean? Like
like a
I want to
Bretman
be the
Rock
vegan,
situation,
like a what?
like a Bretman Rock situation.
Maybe, yeah. Bretman Rock. I like Okay, so think of him and the Barstool Sports pizza reviews.
Oh, I've never seen that.
So I just want to like get a new vegan product, try it, and say, yeah, like this is a good buy or not a good buy.
Okay, I feel
And
that.
like, so like in my fridge right now, I have these like eggs. It's called Just Eggs. I haven't
Okay.
tried it yet, but it's basically like this yellow goopy thing in a bottle that's supposed to taste like eggs after I put in a skillet. But I think that
Yeah.
that would be like kind of interesting. It'd be entertaining as hell for me. So I don't know. We'll
You
see.
should make a little YouTube TV special.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I would love that. I'll tune
Stay
in.
tuned. Stay tuned.
I will absolutely tune in. Well, that's
Um,
great. So you were saying, just, one last question. You were saying that you like aren't really restricting the time you're stopping, although you're not like attracted to the meat right now. So
right.
like if you do come across it, you're just gonna, like, if you want a piece of pizza, you're gonna just have it?
I think no matter what, I'm gonna last the entirety of the month just
Yeah,
because that's what I committed to. So I'm like,
totally.
don't hate the player, hate the game. But
Totally.
then I think if I go out and I want pizza, I'm gonna get pizza. I think more so than anything that I've realized is like if someone wants me to try something, I'm gonna try it rather than be like, oh no, I'm a vegan. I cannot put that in my mouth.
Okay.
Get that shit out of my face.
Right, but then maybe like what you cook at home could just be vegan,
Correct. I
So
mean,
then
I
it's
can't.
the part time.
100%. Back to
Got
that PT vegan.
it.
PTV.
We love a good part time moment.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, I mean, I respect that. I think that's a good idea because I think that once you get committed to like cutting something out, like when I stopped drinking, like I was nervous to like drink again because I was kind of like, okay, I stopped for 6 months. Like I haven't drank for 6 months. And then I was like, I feel like there needs to be this special time, but then it's like you can't
Right.
justify like when the special time is. So like I had a beer with my dad at a spring training game, and
Love
I was
that.
like, all right, we're good. We did not drink for 6 months, so and now just like balance, you know. So I feel like it's kind of a similar situation.
Balance and moderation.
Cool. Well, just to like wrap things up, I said that I had one more thing about Prolon. So something kind of exciting happened today. I posted my like recap essentially on my blog of the whole diet and like day by day. So if you want to know full details, definitely check out my blog. I was incredibly detailed with how it went. But Prolon actually reached out to me for a partnership. Yay. So applause, applause, applause. No, so I was given a code, which is really nice. So if you go to their website, prolonfast.com, and then you go to purchase the like single order box, you can get $25 off with my code, which is KTHEN25.
Give it to us again, girl. Come on now with that code.
promo.
Give me that code one more time. I didn't have my pen ready.
KTHEN 25.
And where can we find you on the gram, sis? Where can we find you on the gram?
My Instagram is at kt.hen. Dakota's is at Dakota Etheridge. And of course, our Allegedly podcast Instagram is at allegedly Katie Dakota. This has been another fantastic one full of health and wealth.